Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of EdTech on the Street, and the city that never sleeps. We are not on the street today. We're actually in the cafe in our office building, back with our Chief Data Officer, Harish.
Hello everyone.
Continuation of our previous conversation at the Rockefeller Center, this time less heat, right? Not sweating.
Oh yeah.
Humidity.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
And thank Kiara for that.
I was feeling the humidity there too. So this is going to be a continuation of our previous talk, going a little bit deeper, more into recent trends, topics around data, maybe a little bit of what's coming up with Magic in terms of the data offerings piece that you've been leading. So are you ready, Harish?
Absolutely.
Let's just jump right into it. Maybe we'll do one icebreaker. What is your favorite superhero?
Oh, I feel Spider-Man is close to being my superhero because I grew up watching a lot of Spider-Man cartoons on television. And
Right.
the reason I like Spider-Man, I think he gets beaten up as many times as he beats the bad guys.
Okay.
Feels very human.
Very balanced out.
Very balanced.
Okay. I like, so now we're done with the icebreakers.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the main question.
Yeah.
So anyways, to the data questions while we're here. Our first one. Many products in EdTech chase the newest features. How do you distinguish between what's trendy and what actually improves the user's learning experience?
That's a very good question. The features that are important focus on outcomes. And recently, I mean, we've been to East together.
Yeah.
We saw that so many products are just focusing on features, and everyone wanted to say we are doing AI, but what's the impact on learning? What's the impact on learning outcome? And how? In fact, they don't even know how it is going to impact the learning outcome. Everyone is just adding AI into their products without really thinking about how does it impact the learning outcomes.
Yeah.
Just adding AI into anything or any product is of no value unless the focus is very clear that it is improving the user experience, students' experience, learning experience, reducing time for teachers because teachers are always overburdened with so many things, and most importantly, focusing on learning efficacy, learning outcomes. I think that's what differentiates good features from all the fluff that is out there in the market right now.
I like this focus of outcomes. Now, what I just had on a previous podcast recording episodes recently is this idea of the measurement of the outcomes, especially with AI. So what do we actually measure as a successful outcome? What's not a successful outcome in terms of AI integration?
See, some of this is, it actually goes back to how do you measure learning outcomes, or how do you measure the student has progressed?
In general.
In general, right?
Okay.
And we are seeing the successful measures of learning is learning progression. Are you seeing that the students' understanding of concepts is improving? Is their engagement rate with the content is improving? Their scores are, I mean, a lot of times there is so much focus on test scores.
Yeah.
But test scores is just one indicator of learning.
Right.
It is not the only indicator.
Yeah.
The engagement, their interest in learning. Earlier, if they were distracted half the time, is their interest getting better? Because AI can now hyper personalize learning.
Right.
If I like to read text, I should read text. If I like to listen to audio, the same content should be delivered to me in audio. If I like watching videos, the same content should be delivered to me in video. And all of it is possible through AI. And that should help in improving engagement and understanding. Right. So there are so many different indicators that can tell you if the learning outcomes are improving or not, and those are the real metrics that one should measure.
Yeah, I mean, not to put you on the spot, but what are the indicators?
As I mentioned, like learning progression.
Okay.
Like for instance, the student, if they were not scoring enough in a certain area of mathematics, are they scoring better now? Their learning engagement, which is like how much time they are spending, in learning.
Okay.
Which is a very big indicator that are they is our content able to generate interest in the student for learning? Because this is not something that children of any age want to do.
Yeah.
Right. So it are we able to make learning interesting? That's engagement is an indicator to that.
Yeah.
And eventually, how satisfied are they? How happy are they with whatever content we are presenting to them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I think also the emphasis on proficiency in terms of like the grand scheme of things is interesting too, because each state has their own laws in terms of how they define proficiency per the state.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But we'll continue on to the next question so we keep the conversation going. Data often drives product decisions, but how do you balance those data insights with the lived experiences of real users? So maybe in terms of also how we create those platforms or solutions as well.
In fact, one issue that I'm seeing with the current state of products is that they are not using data at all.
No data.
No data. A lot of products,
Okay.
when they're talking about AI, are leveraging a lot of large language models, the intelligence of the large language models, to simplify some user workflows, to give generic answers to students about anything. Let's say if student is stuck with a certain problem, they can use AI to get an answer instantly.
Right.
But where is data being used here? So the idea should be that how do you use all the data that you have about that student to personalize their learning experiences, to learn more about them, and then help them in their journey. So if the student is coming again and again to for a specific mathematics problem, then you need to be able to learn from that, and the model should be able to learn from that, and then keep that in memory, so that in future you can correlate it with other things. So I think there is not enough data usage in the current product that are being dished out in the EdTech industry. In fact, it is very, very important that this data is leveraged.
Yeah. Yeah. And so are you saying that this is also a common problem when it comes to designing new AI software? It is. So they're just blindly creating this and saying this will help you with this, but they have no information to back that up.
Correct. See, the problem is data problem is unique to every institution, university or school district or school.
Right.
And it is a hard problem to solve. So I think a lot of product EdTech products are focusing on some of the easy wins right now, and going after creating a wrapper over ChatGPT or one or the other LLMs.
Yeah.
Not that I want to discount what the good work that we are doing. That's like good work.
Yeah.
But I think someone needs to solve that hard problem. That okay, we will integrate all the data, we'll bring it all together, leverage that in improving the student experience.
Yeah. So then is also resolving part of the problem just the effort of beginning to collect the data?
Yeah, absolutely.
So then how do we do this with the data privacy?
No. So one is the data is always owned by the institute.
Okay, that's important.
The data privacy, the data governance. See, that's another problem. In fact, when we talk about data, there is very little talk in the tech industry about data governance, about data privacy.
Right.
Data is all over the place. It sits across 20 different systems, so 20 plus more different systems.
Yeah.
I think if we focus on data unification, creating a single source of truth, what it will do is it will allow an institution to put more data governance, because right now data governance is also very difficult in such a scattered environment and such a fragmented environment.
Yeah.
I think all of these data initiatives will help them be more optimized about what they are doing.
So kind of give them the nudge to get started on this.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like it. Light the fire a little bit. Now, I feel like we're talking a lot about the problems going on right now. So is there any solution that you have seen currently on the market? Are you having this idea of building the solution? Where is Magic coming into it?
So Magic has launched Data Hub initiative.
A little plug.
The Data Hub initiative is focused on K-12 education, as well as there is another initiative called Uni Data Hub, which is for universities,
Right.
and AI Data Hub, which is for all the EdTech and
That's new for me.
publishers.
Yeah.
So the idea is data unification, data governance, data privacy.
Yeah.
Those are the core pillars of Uni Data Hub. And then with this unification, we also bring insights and intelligence layer on top of it.
Okay.
So let's say as a university, what is your North Star metric? Improving the retention, reducing the dropout rate, right?
Yeah.
Other than scores and other things. But most universities are facing a serious dropout challenge.
Yeah.
So if we can if we can reduce it by a few percentage points, using insights that this data can show us, I think that's a huge win.
Yeah.
So I think focusing on data will throw out a lot of different metrics, throw a lot of different insights that can be leveraged in improving their North Star metrics.
I like that. I like this is a little bit more positive note, where solutions to these big problems, I just still find it very shocking that many people are just throwing solutions out there with no backing support, making very big claims. So hopefully this starts to promote a change, and now we can make those statements with actual credibility that this is truly what you need and this solution will work because this is why we have the information.
Yep.
All right, our next question. What types of data are most valuable for improving tech in education, and which are often misleading or overemphasized, if any? Because we just talked about how there's no data, so.
I mean, if you see, I call them vanity matrices. So, number of active users per month, or number of active users per year, number of enrolled users. All of this matrices actually are focusing on just the numbers, and you feel good that okay, I have so many active users, but what are these active users doing, and what is the impact on their learning?
Yeah.
So I think I think we need to start focusing on what really matters. What really matters is proficiency, as you talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Learning outcomes. Is the student progressing in their learning journey?
Yeah.
How well they are progressing? Are they feeling engaged? And engagement is not time spent. Engagement is activity done, right?
Yeah.
For instance, what was done during that time? Are they are they fully really engaged or are not getting distracted?
Yeah.
So those are the matrices that we should focus on, and that's what we should measure, right?
Yeah.
But these are hard measures. These are things that are hard to do, and people just end up focusing on, okay, I have X many enrolled students, X many students logged in X many times, but what did they do? How long did they stay in the system? So I think those are metrics that are misleading a lot of times.
Yeah, I really like the term of vanity metrics, because I think it's, as you said, they're the ones we actually need are difficult to measure, maybe quantify.
Correct.
So we stay at that surface level
Those levels.
just to show something. But yeah. All right. And to our last question, if you had to design a dashboard or a feedback loop for educators, what's the right balance between presenting enough data for decision making without overwhelming them? So what are the core necessities?
See, I think what we need to focus on when we are designing dashboards is, as you said, not overwhelmed with too much data.
Yeah.
So let's say if it is for a teacher.
Right.
So instead of focusing on too much data, if we tell them exactly these are the students who need attention, these are the topics they are struggling with.
Yeah, the red flags.
The red flags.
Okay.
If it is for an administrator, show them where the dropout, if you can have some predictive analytics, like the way we are kind of proposing as a part of Uni Data Hub.
Yeah.
These are the students at risk of dropping out 6 weeks from now. Because showing a dropout rate, as it happens in the past, is of no use.
Yeah.
It is not an insight on which anyone can work upon. But if you can predict it, that these are the students based on past data, they are at risk, these are at risk students, they may drop out. maybe there is some action that can be taken. Maybe the counselor can talk to them, understand their issues, and work on retaining them. So I think data on which the users can work on, can act upon, actionable insights as they are called in the industry, are the only matrices that you should show on the dashboard. Everything else is fluff.
Yeah. So then, just to take it a step further, because this is a concern just in general with now new technology, AI, and if we're interpreting all this data, is there a concern for any biases? Or maybe, I don't want to say prejudices, but certain groups getting stereotyped lumped together just because of the data allocation? And they're saying, oh, people from this group of students may tend to drop out versus this group. How do we avoid this problem?
See, that's a very valid concern, right? Data being biased or data is a concern, and it can profile a particular student in a certain category, right?
Yep.
So we need to ensure that the data is not trained based on progressing those biases. Like for instance, focus on why a student drop out rather than what type of student drops. So instead of so if that is clear in your mind, now if a certain demography of students are dropping out more, that's an indicator. That's something, is an insight that the educators should use and solve that. I don't think there is I don't think we should shy away from pointing that out. That this is a certain demography of students that are at the risk of dropping out, so please work on it. But then profiling it and showcasing that data that a certain type of users are dropping out, that's not correct.
So really using the numerical proven information as it. Well, any other information, thoughts, ideas you would like to leave with us before we close out?
I mean, I always say this, that data is the king. Your
catchphrase.
All your AI products can become more powerful if you use the data, leverage those to hyper personalize your products. And hyper personalization is the way to go in EdTech industry. So I think that's what we can end with that.
That is the future.
That is the future.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Harish, for joining me again for the second video, maybe a third.
It's my pleasure, of course.
I'm trying to convince him to eat it over dollar pizza slices, so we'll see. I'll convince him. But thank you so much to everyone who is watching. I hope you learned something about our next discussion with data and taking it to the deeper level of understanding in this discussion. And as always, stay curious. See you on the next episode. Bye.